What's up, Vegan MAGA? Welcome to the first ever edition of Fake Ass Vegan, where I, a real Vegan MAGA, calls out and vegan check wannabes fake ass vegans. And today I found a very obnoxious, annoying individual who is even worse because he is an imposter. He claims to be vegan when he is in fact supporting animal slavery and animal cruelty.
You wanna know what's crazy? A motherfucker just commented on my last video talking about you're definitely not vegan. It's like, yeah, just because I'm the flyest motherfucker on earth and I'm shredded as fuck year round, calling me not vegan, like that's the whole reason I'm showing these videos is to show you guys that there are people out here who are in this vegan lifestyle who are something you might aspire to be. So just because you look at me and think that I'm the flyest motherfucker on earth and you don't believe I'm vegan because of that, like, hey, no, 10 years vegan, 9 years, it's about to be 10, stamp that. I just do it the right way, no fake meats, no processed.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but the real reason people say you are not vegan has absolutely nothing to do with your physical appearance. It has to do with the fact that you don't care about animals. You have said on numerous of occasions that you would eat an animal if you thought that it benefited you. You have said on numerous occasions that you have no problem with other people eating animals if it helps them. You have said before that you are not vegan when it comes to other parts of your life, that you don't care about the cosmetics you wear or the clothes that you wear. But all of that is not the reason I'm calling you out today. It's because of this.
But this is all something I've added over time because I want to optimize. And with that being said, something that I was put on game, and I don't question it. I do the research myself. I try it on myself. That's what I suggest to everybody else. You know, just because I say something doesn't mean that's the answer for everybody. Try it for yourself. Do the research yourself. Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? Something I've been doing as the past month or so is I have added a superfood honey. Superfood honey. It has propolis, royal jelly, and bee pollen. This is not vegan. This is not a daily supplement for me, but I'm going to say this every time I show it. Bee slavery is the reason why vegans don't use honey because they, oh, it's bee slavery. Motherfucker, you're a slave. You go to a job you don't like, working for a boss you don't respect, to get a paycheck that barely scrapes you by. That sounds like a slave life to me. So you're slave minded, you're living a slave life. Let's not discriminate against the bees. There's some slaves too. It is what it is, brother. I'm going to give it a try. I'm rocking and rolling. There was no death involved in the bees. Now, if they had to kill bees to make honey, I wouldn't fuck with it, but they don't. I've done the research and seen what they do at these high quality bee farms, and if anything, they absolutely love the insects and they really kind of take care of them. I know it's not the most ideal. They're stealing their stuff. I get it, but it is what it is, brother. That's called life. So we will see you here momentarily for meal number 2. I got some things to do.
So, some of the points that you make, or rather excuses that you make to justify your horrible actions, are completely ridiculous. Here's why. First off, are we slaves to the government? Sure, you know, but how is that relevant to the situation? So, because we are slaves, we can go and exploit and abuse other entities that are also enslaved. By that logic, there was absolutely nothing wrong with black people being enslaved by white people because white people were slaves to the government. The white men had to work for the government. They was forced. By your words, you accept and justify slavery because white people were slaves anyway. Or I could go and get a human trafficking online because I'm a slave to my boss. So it can't can't discriminate against the woman or child who is in human trafficking right now because I'm a slave because I have to go to work every day. And Will, you are either lying about doing proper research or you are just that stupid that you believed all the misinformation out there. So tell me something, Will. Why don't you believe when they say the same stuff about cows and chickens, grass fed, and uh, we treat our animals humanely? Why do you draw the line there? Well, you claim that you would not fuck with it if it involved death. Well, guess what, idiot? It does.
Of all the animal products that vegans don't consume, honey is the one that seems the most confusing. So, why is it that vegans don't consume honey? From an ethical perspective, bees have a brain and nervous system and have been shown to demonstrate emotions and even exhibit pessimism, which is a significant sign of intelligence. In the commercial honey industry, however, there are several unethical practices that are carried out on bees, including instrumental insemination, where typically between 8 to 12 drones are crushed to death and have their semen extracted from them. The queen bee is then restrained and has the semen injected inside of her. The queen bee will often either have one or both of her wings clipped, which is done as a means of identifying the queen bee, but also to prevent swarming, which is where a single bee colony will split into 2 or more distinct colonies. This is seen as bad for business as it reduces the honey production from that hive. It is normal for queen bees to be purchased online as well, and you can buy them with their wings clipped and have them posted to your house. Furthermore, when the hives have been harvested for the honey, they are often culled for the winter, as it is cheaper to kill off the entire hive than it is to make sure they have food during the winter months. Bee farmers will often cull hives who aren't displaying the right temperament as well. There are a number of ways that beekeepers will cull bee colonies, which include sealing off the hive and then pouring petrol into it, or drowning them with soapy water, or gassing them to death with carbon dioxide. Alternatively, some beekeepers will trap the bees in large industrial bin bags, which are then left in the sun to ensure the bees either suffocate to death or die due to the increasingly high temperatures in the bag. Sometimes beekeepers won't cull the entire hive, but will instead depopulate a certain number of bees or kill the queen.
I'm gonna kill her right now.
And even when hives are not culled, it is not uncommon for bee farmers to lose a significant percentage of their hives due to factors such as poor insulation, not enough food, or parasites. Honey is a bee.
There's some slaves too. It is what it is, brother. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm rocking and rolling. There was no death involved in the bees. Now, if they had to kill bees to make honey, I wouldn't fuck with it, but they don't. I've done
No, there was death involved in it. There was. There was death involved in it.
the veganism thing and how these might have microscopic amounts of things that aren't vegan in it or whatever. People like to do the research for you. Now, maybe he came from a good place. Maybe he's a vegan and he was looking and interested, but never said that I'm super against everything that isn't vegan. And I've done this couple videos. This is not a daily thing for me, but it's something I've been trying with because if I hear good news about a product and I'm not completely offended by it, like honey, this is a bee pollen, royal jelly, and propolis superfood blend of honey. I've been trying it. I'm using myself as a science experiment and seeing if I truly find the benefits that they say these things have. So watch me be not vegan right now after 9 years. Just like that, I'm no longer vegan. So it's kind of funny, like, this is the least offensive thing to me personally, and you can only do what fits for you. I'm not going to be drinking milk because I think it's better for me because it's clearly not. But I'm not afraid to try some honey. I've made this joke before and I'll make it again. Bee slavery. That's the reason why people are so against like honey in the vegan community. But you are a slave because you work a job that you hate for somebody you don't respect to just get a paycheck to barely make it by week. So I am not going to discriminate against the bees, motherfucker. You're a slave too. So if you're hating on me and you're in my comments hating, I know you're a slave because you're slave-minded.
So yeah, he's clearly not vegan. He calls himself a vegan, yet he says that he doesn't care about doing everything vegan, or if it has a small percentage of animal products in it, that he doesn't care. And he makes jokes about animal cruelty. He calls it a joke, the death and murder, and he denies it. He denies that bees get killed when there's numerous of efforts to uh, prove that bees are murdered regularly during beekeeping and bee farming. And if that's really the only explanation that you have, well, that's quite pathetic of you. I mean, really? So if I'm graped, it makes it acceptable for me to grape others. If somebody steals from me, it makes it acceptable for me to go steal from others. If somebody slaps me, it makes it acceptable for me to go slap someone else. Well, you are not vegan. You need to stop using the term vegan, or better off, you need to cut out the vomit from your diet and start adapting and transitioning to a truly vegan lifestyle. You have referred to it as a religion and a cult before. It is neither. It is a lifestyle, it is a philosophy, and it's a stance against animal cruelty. It's not a diet. It's not about health. If done correctly, a whole food diet is the most superior diet. However, the name vegan means that you are avoiding harm towards animals. It doesn't mean that you are not eating animals. It means you are avoiding harm towards animals. Now, of course, you can't eat animals if you're vegan, but you also can't go to the zoo. You can't go to carnivores. You can't wear leather or fur. You can't buy cosmetics or makeup that was tested on animals. And these are the things that you ignore as an animal abuser, because you only care about yourself. You are selfish, you are narcissistic, and you are a conceited asshole.
So, a lot of people out here saying that honey is vegan.
What?
Yeah, man. The next time someone asks you if honey is vegan, this is what you'll tell them.
If you are compassionate, then honey isn't vegan. Bees are still an animal, so honey isn't vegan.
Bro, man, do any of you even know how honey is made? Hundreds of drones flying flower to flower, toiling for days. Oh, it's just a byproduct. It's so good, though. But how it's made, man, these hipsters don't even know. Sitting on a flower petal, sipping on nectar. Store it in my system, and feeling its effects. Yeah, get back to the hive. I put it in a wax stick, stir it till it's thick, drove, and it went over my wing.
If you are compassionate, then
honey isn't
Thank you.
vegan.
bees
Bees
are
are
still
still
an
an
animal,
animal,
so
so honey isn't vegan.
Millennials in a tea room feeling so fly, clutching on a teacup. Then they flag down the guide. This tea isn't sweet enough. Can I get some honey in it? But they forget honey's secret ingredient is bee vomit. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, well, you haven't uploaded a video in a while, but if you're interested and you see this, I am willing to compete with you in a live debate on whether or not honey is morally justified, or we can discuss the health benefits of honey, or we can debate whether or not bees are murdered during beekeeping. For now, that's all. Hate me if you like.